It was just another chilly Wednesday morning at St. Edmund's Comprehensive School in South London. 13-year-old Oliver Hayes slouched at his desk, doodling on the edge of his worksheet, completely uninterested in the silent classroom around him. Oliver had always been the kind of boy who liked attention. He wasn't mean by nature, but he'd do just about anything for a laugh. Lately, he'd been obsessed with prank videos on TikTok, hair dye in shampoo bottles, ketchup on toilet seats, fake spiders in lunchboxes. He'd seen it all. And the more extreme the prank, the louder he laughed. So today, he decided to try one himself, but not just any prank. A fire prank. Sitting in front of him was Amelia Clark, a quiet, soft-spoken girl with long auburn hair tied in a neat braid. She barely spoke to anyone, and that made her an easy target. As the art teacher helped a student at the front, Oliver leaned forward. He had a small matchstick tucked inside his pencil case, taken from the kitchen that morning. His idea? Just light the tip of her braid, just for a second, blow it out quickly, laugh, no harm done. He struck the match under the table, leaned forward with a smirk, and whispered, "Watch this, lads." Pwoof! The tip of Amelia's braid caught flame faster than he ever imagined. The fire crawled upward like a snake, and it didn't stop. Amelia shrieked in horror, jumping up and swatting her hair. The class exploded into chaos. Desks clattered, kids screamed, the teacher sprinted over. The fire was out within seconds, thanks to Amelia slapping it with her hand, but a large section of her hair was scorched black, and her neck was red from the heat. Oliver just sat there, frozen. Face drained of color, he hadn't thought it would actually work. Amelia was taken to the nurse. Her skin was unburned, just slightly irritated, but the emotional damage was worse. She was crying uncontrollably, shaking with fear. Oliver was immediately taken to the head teacher's office. No excuses, no explanations. He didn't even try to lie. The head teacher, Mrs. Winterbourne, stared at him for a full minute before speaking. "Do you realize what you've done? She could have been permanently scarred. You could have set her uniform on fire. You could have hurt others." Oliver looked down. His throat tightened. This wasn't funny anymore. Mrs. Winterbourne called his father, and that's when panic truly set in. 40 minutes later, Mr. Arthur Hayes walked into the school office, a tall man built like a wall in a crisp work shirt and trench coat. He didn't shout. He didn't even raise an eyebrow. He signed the visitor book, looked at Mrs. Winterbourne, and simply said, "Where is he?" Oliver looked up as his father entered the office. There was no rage, no yelling, just disappointment, and that was far worse. Back home, the silence was unbearable. His mom wasn't home, just him and Dad. As soon as they entered the house, Mr. Hayes took off his coat, rolled up his sleeves, and walked into the hallway cupboard. He came back holding a wooden paddle. It wasn't decorative, it wasn't symbolic. It was for moments like this. "Oliver," he said, voice low and steady, "this is not about a prank. It's about putting someone's life at risk and thinking it was a joke." Oliver began to tear up. "I didn't mean to hurt her." His father raised his hand. "That's the problem. You didn't think at all." He made Oliver bend slightly over the arm of the sofa. One paddle. Firm, hard, loud. Oliver let out a gasp, not just from the sting, but from the shock. His father had never hit him before. He didn't need to. But today, the line had been crossed. That one paddle wasn't the end. Oliver's father made him write a 2-page handwritten apology to Amelia, visit her home the next day to apologize in person to her and her parents, work the rest of the month doing household chores with no screen time at all, and finally, no attending his cousin's birthday party, which he had been begging for weeks. Worst of all, Oliver had to walk back into school the next week, knowing everyone was talking about him. Amelia never spoke to him again, and she never had to. Oliver learned something that week. It only takes 1 second of stupidity to destroy someone's trust. It only takes one moment to put someone in danger, and it only takes one paddle to turn an attention-hungry boy into someone who finally understands boundaries. Pranks aren't funny when they cause pain, and sometimes it takes one sharp punishment to burn the stupidity out of someone.